Hey YouTube, Boy up here, and today we're going to be talking about the bottom tree hammer titan. What is it called? Code of the Siegebreaker. I didn't actually know that. It's the Code of the Siegebreaker. Bottom tree hammers. And we're going to be talking about why this is probably my second favorite class right behind the missile and why it's so good. So I'm just going to read this to you. I don't know if you guys have ever taken the time to actually read the perks on the hammers. Most people use top tree. You throw hammers, they explode, they double explode, they kill a lot of shit. You get shoulder charge. It's pretty nice, but for me, it's kind of underwhelming because it feels like it doesn't last very long, and it feels like just, I don't know. It's just, I guess that comes down to everybody uses that one too, on top of that. Not to mention shoulder charge gets shut down so often nowadays, and when it doesn't even hit half the time, it's frustrating. So, bottom tree hammers, we've got Soul Invictus. Solar ability kills restore your health. Grenade and melee abilities leave a deadly sunspot in their wake. So all of your abilities, so your punch and your grenade, restore health. But what this doesn't say, I don't know if it says it in one of the other ones. It doesn't look like it does. But your hammer kills actually restore your health as well. And it's a pretty significant chunk of health that it restores. And it really allows you to roll through people, whether with your abilities or with your super. Mortar Blast. Strike an enemy with this melee to release a solar explosion, setting nearby enemies on fire. That one's pretty cool. And this is also the melee that pushes people away. We got Sun Warrior. Passing through a sunspot causes your solar abilities to charge faster and your super to last longer, and it increases all damage you do. And hammers create a sunspot on impact. While standing in sunspots, you throw hammers faster. So, moving forward, we've got a hammer test. So, Dominates here is a top tree hammer, and I am a bottom tree hammer. And we're going to throw our hammers over onto the B platform, and we're going to try not to kill each other. And we're just going to throw them as fast as we can, as many as we can. And we're going to see how long they last. So here goes nothing. I will, let me take off this exotic. And when my grenade explodes, pop your hammers and start throwing them, okay? Here we go. There we go, and just hucking them away. So as you can see here, I'm actually throwing hammers about twice as fast as him. And he is out of hammers now. 1, 2, 3. It looks like constant hammer spam. I'm able to throw 3 more hammers after his super is completely dissipated. And my super still had about a third energy left. This is just constant throwing hammers. If I were to sit here and stand in my sunspot, I don't know if you could tell, but the super duration is like extremely slowed. It goes down stupidly slow. If you pop your hammers and either stand in a sunspot or hop from sunspot to sunspot to sunspot, because you're throwing hammers and every single one's creating a sunspot, if you hop from sunspot to sunspot, you'll actually have your super for way long. And if you only throw hammers when you know you're going to get a kill, you can get lots of kills. I actually have a couple clips where one clip I got a 7th column with my hammers, with the bottom tree hammers, just running around, just following my sunspots. And it didn't give me the 7th column. I was so sad about it. I was like literally half a second late. But that's the bottom tree's sunspot duration. So what we're going to talk about next is the actual Sun Warrior ability. So as you see here, we've got Sun Warrior. Passing through a sunspot causes your solar abilities to recharge faster and your super to last longer, and it increases all damage you do. This is actually a new benefit. They didn't have this originally. So as you see here, I've got a sticky grenade on. So if I hit him once in the body and throw a sticky, it'll kill him. And then I have a sunspot. And as I stand here, you see Sun Warrior 5 seconds. Sunspots just burning, 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 and if you pay attention, my grenade ability is already halfway charged. Still standing in a sunspot because this thing lasts God knows how long. I should probably time how long it actually lasts, but I have a full grenade now, and it finally ends. So it takes the exact amount of time to fully recharge my grenade, and plus 5 seconds at the end of it. So, that's extremely powerful. This recharges your wall, it recharges your melee, and it gives you the health regen instantly when you get the sunspot kill. Next up, we have the sunspot's actual damage. So I'm going to kill Dominates with a grenade, and then what I want to show is Chorged will just walk through the sunspot, and you'll see how much a ridiculous amount of damage this. So it's doing 50s per tick, and it's ticking extremely fast. Go ahead and just run through it, Snooki. If you can. Just sprint through it. Oh! So fully sprinting through it, you can survive. But just walking through, I don't think you do. Yeah, so it's actually like stupid powerful. You'd be amazed at the amount of times where you will, for example, if I killed somebody right here on this corner, someone will peek with a sniper and they don't pay attention to sunspots. You come around the corner and just boop, vaporized, and you're just, oh, I got a kill. Cool. Didn't even realize. The only downside to sunspots is, I don't know if you noticed, but I had to stand in it. Sunspots will entirely refill your grenade only if you touch them. They have a certain duration, but once you're in it, they last longer, which is the weirdest thing. So if I kill him right here, we've got a sunspot, right? And it lasts for about 8 seconds, maybe? Not even close to as long as it lasted before. So that's a pretty important piece there to remember, is you do need to touch it. You touch it, it lasts longer. It works exactly the same for the hammers, or for when you're in your super. Next up is the melee burn. So this melee is actually really cool. Let's group up together here. I do not have Syntheceps on, but this melee, what it does is it releases a solar explosion, and it sets everybody around you on fire. With Syntheceps, this would kill everyone here, all 3 of you guys with 1 punch. But as a standard melee, if I punch Dominates here, it'll push him away and do the 90 damage impact. But then it'll also burn these guys all the way out of shields. Look at how much burn damage that did. That's like, that's not right. That's so much, and that's just because the burn that it applies. So if you think about it, your punch will actually one hit to the body with a hand cannon, punch, and they'll burn out. And then once they burn out, even if they run off, even if you die, they'll burn out, and then you'll actually get a sunspot somewhere across the map or wherever. Wherever they die, they drop a sunspot, and any enemies nearby burn to pieces, and it's amazing. It's awesome. So next up, we have a couple what I would call strategies to use with this Sunbreaker, and my personal favorite is the Heart of Inmost Light sticky grenade. So if you don't know, Heart of Inmost Light, you use one ability to briefly improve your other abilities. So for example, if I put a wall down, it'll say empowered 8 seconds. And my melee ability recharges really quickly. If I were to punch him while I'm empowered, I believe it'll just burn him out, actually. Let's see. If not, it'll get really close. Yeah, so it got really close. It didn't burn him out with the empowered, but what you can do is I'll punch him. I don't even have to kill him. I get empowered, and one empowerment will allow your sticky grenade to one-shot people, just like D1. And then you jump in it, and you get your grenade back. And then if I put a wall down, I've got Sun Warrior and empowerment, and look at how fast I get my abilities. It's like, it's not okay. It's crazy. It's stupid powerful. It doesn't even make sense to me. So that's one ability. The second ability, which I actually ended up learning about this because I used it in the Kiktar tournament, is Ashen Wake. Ashen Wake has improved fusion grenades. They explode on impact, and they get increased grenade throw speed. So if you are using a sticky and you throw it, it just explodes on impact. It explodes on impact on the ground, impact on guardians. It's basically a grenade launcher grenade that you just throw at people, and it's wonderful. So what I like to do with it is I like to, you know, just come around the corner and just pop somebody, then huck it, and then it just instantly explodes and burns everybody nearby, and then you run over it, get your melee back, and you have Sun Warrior. The final biggest thing I forgot to mention about Sun Warrior is while it's active, I actually have 5 seconds to run around once I leave the sunspot, and while it's still active like that, the benefits, they last for 5 seconds while I run around. But actually, if you guys could spread out a little bit, I can grab a sunspot real quick. There we go. But Chort here, I get the sunspot on him, and it increases all of your weapon damage. So as you see here, my Duke's doing 109 just for having a sunspot. It's literally a empowering rift. And it works with hand cannons, it works with snipers. I can body shot most people, except Chort here's got a lot of armor. and it works with power ammo. It works with everything, and it's really crazy. So even, let's see my Thunderlord, 49 to the head. Oh, beaut! What a beaut! So it increases your time to kill with everything for 5 seconds while you run around outside of your sunspot. So I still come back and I'm still hitting 109s. It stacks with Rampage. It stacks with everything. So actually, I'm gonna stack this with Rampage real quick, just to. What the hell just happened? Okay. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen. So, we're gonna stack this with Rampage. As you can see, it just keeps going. I've got 119 now. Like, that was a headshot, body shot. Like, it stacks with everything, and it's amazing. So I believe that's it. The very final thing is that you can actually create sunspots by enemies burning to any source. So anything that applies a burn. So as you see here, Chort is a, let's inspect him. He's a Blade Barrage. He's got the throwing knife that burns targets on hit, and he's not even on my team. This is a rumble match. He's gonna throw a throwing knife at Dominates, and while Dominates is burning, so go for it anytime, Chort. While Dominates is burning, if I kill him, because I killed him, he dropped a sunspot for me! How insane is that? Like, your teammates can burn people, they could burn themselves with something if they can do that. Anything that applies a burn will actually apply will give you Sun Warrior, or Sunspot rather, if you kill them with it. So, there you have it. These builds are amazing. I highly suggest running Ashen Wake or Heart of Inmost Light on your hammer. Worst case, a really easy one is Syntheseps. The last thing I'll show you guys is with bio enhancements. You just literally one punch people, and it's amazing. So, 222. Oh, I forgot to mention, Sun Warrior increases your melee damage as well. So, if you had Sun Warrior and bio enhancements, you literally one punch people. So, there you have it. All your abilities back faster, burn everybody. Stand together and let's get one final punch. Yeah. Oh, shit! Is that not insane? That is the coolest thing ever, guys. So there you have it. Make sure you guys check out the bottom tree hammer and post any videos you get on Twitter and tag me, whatever you've got. I imagine this is going to be one of the best supers heading into Shadowkeep because of a new exotic that I will make another video on. So there you guys have it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.